Many people in our society either refuse to accept nuclear energy, embrace nuclear energy, or do not know what nuclear energy is. Nuclear energy is produced from an element called uranium, which is a heavy metal. Uranium is found naturally occurring in the Earth's soil, water, and rock. Nuclear energy is generated through a process called nuclear fission. In nuclear fission, uranium is split into two atoms, which produces copious amounts of energy, which we collect and use as electricity. In a short span of 50 years after nuclear fission was discovered, it has transformed into a commercially sustainable industry for power generation, providing 11% of the world's power today. Nuclear power is the most efficient form of power generation in the world. Nuclear power plants have the highest utilization rates than any other type of power generating plant and operates at full capacity. For example, to produce 1 terawatt-hour, nuclear requires 12,000 tons of uranium. In comparison, it takes 330,000 tons of coal or 120,000 tons of natural gas to produce the exact same amount of electricity. Uranium is a fuel that is processed into pellet form, which is approximately the size of a piece of gum. This single pellet alone produces the equivalent energy of 149 gallons of oil or 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas or 1 ton of coal. 5 of these little pellets can power an entire house for 1 year. Not only is nuclear power efficient, but it is also reliable as the reactors are able to continuously run for 24 hours a day. The Earth and its environment is an ever-increasing cause of concern among society. Global warming and greenhouse emissions have become a common issue among us today. What many people do not know is that nuclear is the only form of power generation that produces 0 greenhouse gas emissions. Every other form of electricity generation accounts for 80% of greenhouse gas emissions and 1/3 of carbon dioxide emissions. In consideration to the environmental impact of nuclear waste, we need not worry. Nuclear technology has developed a way to reprocess this waste into fuel again or recycle and burn it in reactors to produce even more energy, eliminating the majority of the waste. Economically, nuclear power generation is viable because its revenue greatly exceeds the plant's operation and maintenance costs. Also, fuel for the nuclear reactors costs less than 30% of the nuclear plant's total costs. In comparison, the fuel for coal and natural gas alone accounts for 80 to 90% of fossil fuels plants' total costs. It has been predicted that uranium fuel fabrication for reactors is expected to decrease as it becomes more competitive. Nuclear fuel is becoming more competitive because it is fabricated for the use in many different types of reactors as opposed to just one single reactor as it used to. If we were to reject nuclear energy, the 11% that it contributes to the world electricity generation would have to be generated by another means of power. This is not possible, for our current means of electricity generation does not have the capability of producing that amount that would be lost by nuclear, especially with the world's increasing demand for electricity. From the efficiency and reliability that nuclear energy provides to the economical and environmentally beneficial energy production, we are able to see why we cannot reject nuclear energy as a form of power generation. Thank you.